Hello, good morning, and welcome to another Monday morning art talk. I'm actually doing this art talk on the Thursday. What is even the date today? I'm not even sure what the date is today. The date is let me see here. I don't even know. That's crazy? Sometimes, sometimes you don't have become so dependent on a calendar, but I don't even look at the days. So today is Thursday, the 25th. Okay. Had to do that. And so it's on the eve of, by coincidence, I happen to be wearing this English shirt, but I thought, hey, that's interesting. I'll talk about it. The eve of whether the EU, England departs from the EU or not. And I'm not going to get into anything political or anything like that. All I just want to say, I'm not going one way or another on this, other than all it comes down to is about jobs. It comes down to about people's security. It comes down to people's, there's a lot of things involved, okay? So it's about the commerce, and that's what it really comes down to if you think about it. So speaking of commerce, this is my transition into what I wanted to talk about and elaborate just a little bit more about the licensing expo of what I experienced the past week, is the importance of just knowing that animation is not just animation anymore. It's, we'd love to think that just drawing because we love to draw and it's a nice pretty little picture of just doing our thing. But when we're working for other people and as commercial artists, whether we're working in comics, illustration, gaming, animation, whatever the entertainment industry is, it's all for a purpose. It all has one purpose, and that is to generate merchandise and money and just commerce, things for people to buy, things that people want that are going to grow corporations and make them bigger. That's life. That's what the world we're living in. I embrace it. I'm totally all for it. It's like we're all get the freedom to be able to work, and if we're lucky enough to be living in countries where we do have that freedom, it's a beautiful thing that, hey, you can come up with an idea and you can make it reality and you can turn it into something just from your imagination. And that's what's happening again with all these different companies. Is it's not just that animation that you're just gonna just put on, you do it because you love it, right? And you want to do things. Some of those things become personal, but you want eyeballs on it, right? That's why you do it. You want people to see it. You don't just want to do it for yourself and just be hidden away. That's why Facebook and Instagram became such a huge phenomenon, because we have the urge to show our stuff and get approval from it. That's human nature. That's what we want to do, is just get that approval from other people on the work that we're doing. And that's why these outlets become so enormous and become what they've come. So getting back to that licensing expo, you got to understand that it's not about just putting it on TV. Like back in the day, there was a time where before the merchandise really came around with cartoons, they're doing it at the studios, they're working on it, and they put it out there. Warner Brothers, the merchandising maybe not have been so big at one point. Disney in the very beginning, he wanted just to sell his idea. He was doing a cartoon just to create it, and he got his team of people and they were working together, sort of sweat equity, as you will, just trying to work as a collaboration and try to turn something into something bigger. They wanted everyone to see it. They wanted, and it kept going and turned into what it became. So, and even George Lucas, when you think about what he did, really changed the name of the game of merchandise. When he came out with Star Wars, it was really the first biggest licensing deal ever, because people didn't know anything about it, all this toys like that. There were little toys that we've seen, the little hula hoop and different things like that, but the action figures based on movies, who cares? Who did that? It didn't even really matter. So the studios didn't even want, whatever, George, you can keep the rights to that. You can have whatever you want. So being a smart businessman and probably surrounded by a lot of other smart business people at that time, said, retain the rights to all the merchandise you're going to make, and they gave it to him, and it became the biggest phenomenon that the industry turned at that moment and realized, oh my God, we did the wrong thing. We can't give these people the right to all their merchandise. Are you crazy? So even when you pitch your own animated show today, there's no guarantee that you're going to get a piece of the merchandise for a long, long time until this show has really shown its, force. There's a lot of people to pay. There's a lot of things that are going to happen in between before you even see a dime of that money. And some people think by having their own animated property that it's going to be the end all be all. And the reality is, it's not. It can be. Have some people been greatly successful with it? Absolutely, without a doubt. Absolutely. It happens all the time in all different factors of the industry. But is it guaranteed for you just because you do that? And when people are creating their shows, that's what they think. They're thinking the merchandise. Oh, once I get this show, then I can do this, I can make plush, I can make vinyl. And that's what all these studios are trying to do. That's their number one goal. Is, will this sell? Can they sell this overseas? Will this be a good overseas market? Will this work overseas in that market? They got to be conscious of that, because the overseas market brings in billions of dollars. They got to think about just their product and shelf space, and what are they going to take off the shelf and replace it with the newest thing, so you see movies like Frozen that have occupied the shelf space for so long because it's doing well, so it makes less room for some of the other properties. That's something that people have to consider. I mean, it's such a big, giant, enormous business. It's out of control. So just knowing, again, just your ability, your creation, what you're doing is for a greater purpose. It's not just going to reside on an animation program. Their goal is to turn it into everything. Put it on computer, laptops, keyboards, speakers, whatever your entity is, that's the goal. So if you're in the market to do this and you want to do this, think about that. Don't just do something arbitrary. Think about the market that's out there and what's maybe needed. What do you see missing? What do you think could contribute? What do you think would be kind of unique and different, so it's not just following a suit with everything else? That maybe people say, hey, I'd want a plush of this eventually, and you got to think like that. But I can warn you, when you go to a pitch meeting, when you're pitching your own show, never mention merchandise. Don't ever bring up merchandise. Don't talk about it. Don't bring products and show what you're going to do with it, because you know what? You're not getting a piece of any of that anyway right now. So don't even worry about it. That's their job. Trust me, they know all this in the back of their mind, and that's what they're thinking. And the minute they see your pitch, your animated short, they're going, what would this be? This is what they're thinking. What's going to be good? Would that look good on bed sheets? What do you think? Would a kid ride a scooter with that logo on it? Could people wear a Halloween costume with that? And these are all the things that are going through their mind, because that's what they have to think about. It's not just about the cartoon and the content. So just something just to be open to and be aware of. Again, know that you are... can be an independent, it's like take the initiative, create your own animated properties because you love to, create your own cartoons, create your own comic books, create your own books, create your own apps, create everything possible you want, because you can, because it can all be done through the internet very easily. You want a publisher, you can find a publisher like that. You want to get things printed, you get them printed like that. All you got to do is research. You got to look, you got to research, you got to make it happen, because it's in your control, no one else's. How much effort and energy do you want to put into it? And just do it and make it a reality, and just get these things, started, and create your own YouTube channel and show your own little shorts and try to build up people, because we want people's eyeballs on things, that's what we want, and have, and maybe turn it into something. And maybe just if you have, you want something to happen even more, if an outside source comes to you and says, hey, we love your concept, let's work together. Well, now the ball's in your court a bit more, and you got to remember that when someone's coming to you from the outside, they're coming to you because you have something of value that they want. So you have the negotiating power. You have the ability to kind of call the shots. Otherwise, you have the ability just to walk away. If it doesn't seem like it's going to be a good deal or fair to you, why do it? Don't just take the first thing that comes to you. See what other options are out there. Why not? Give it a try, but don't put yourself in that situation where you can have all those regrets that, God, why didn't I wait? Why did I settle for that? Remember, they need you. They will always need you. They need us as a whole. They need every single one of us artists, okay? Because we are the creators of everything around. And I'm not just trying to be some, crazy lunatic here with what I'm saying. I'm saying that we are the creators of everything, from the design of this computer that I'm staring into, the design of that camera, the design of the keyboard, the lapboard, the phone, the shutters, the chairs, the beds, the houses, the cars. Design. Design. It starts from the imagination. It starts from an idea and of people collaborating together to make things a reality. So how much do you want to take that into control? So do your thing. see what happens, enjoy the process, know the outcome, know what people want from it, know where its potential is. You don't see real movies like, you look at Die Hard, or I don't know, some other movie that I've probably even forgotten, now, because it's not memorable. Most movies, I remember all the animated movies. Why? Why do you remember the names of animated movies? Because they're constantly thrown in your face every day. You go into the gas station, you see their product. You go into the toy section, you go into, no matter where you go, you see billboards, you see buses, and it's constant all the time. But remember the live action movies? Maybe you'll see them as they're being promoted, but after that, do you see them anymore once they're in and out of the theater? No. There's very little they can do unless it's a super cool type of movie. Maybe a Marvel movie, of course, will work in that way, but I'm talking about these other sort of movies that, no, it's gone. It's gone. It's not going to keep generating the money through DVD sales and different things, Blu-ray or anything else, But these are the things that you got to realize that's why animation, it's just like we're still watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. How awesome is that? After all these years, and they're still selling all the merchandise from that, So it's a beautiful life. Embrace it. Embrace the day. Think of these opportunities. Take a hold of them. Know what you're capable of. Try anything, and that's it. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. Hello, this is Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertunes.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey, all right? So you can go to silvertunes.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing, and with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks. Whoa! Hey! Go back. Go back.
Go back.
Great. Go back. Go back. Ha ha ha.